Hello everybody and welcome to another video. It's Tuesday, so the new patch is out. Unfortunately, I totally slept through the release window. So I did want to at least do, before we do like a full recap of everything that's going on with Winter's Day, I did at least want to do a small production on the way the new daily system works and the new login rewards work. We have already had some blog posts about it where Arena have tried to describe it, but now we can actually see the proper in-game implementation of these features. And so let's get stuck in. Obviously, because I haven't logged in for the full duration of 28 days, I'm not going to be able to show you all of the rewards specifically, but we can mouse over many of them and get a good idea. Let's first of all start by looking at the dailies. Okay, so dailies still exists. You'll notice that you've still got your daily system up here. There are always going to be just 4 of these available. The top one is called Daily Completionist, and this is your meta. You get a meta for every day now, and that meta involves completing 3 of the other daily achievements. As far as I can see, now I could totally be wrong about this, but as far as I can see, the UI they showed us on the blog post doesn't actually appear anywhere in game. Yeah, I know that sounds crazy, but you'll notice the dailies still seem to appear here. Perhaps this will be implemented shortly later, because the two systems are merged together at the moment. But here you'll see all of our new dailies are just where they used to be here on the achievement section of the hero panel. So let's have a little look at the changes. Number 1, we've got a meta. The meta is worth 10 achievement points. Okay. Then, none of the other achievements we have available are worth any points at all. So you only need to do 3 to get your 10 AP, as they described on the blog post. This is much easier for achievement collectors. Will help people hit that daily, monthly cap very quickly. As you can see here on this on this client, I have had very few of those. So that's always that's a nice positive change. And of course, only having to do 3 in total is nice as well. But that whole idea before of getting a laurel by doing this is gone now. There is no more laurel acquisition in this means at all. It is only for the 10 achievement points. And otherwise, what you're looking for with the rewards here aren't AP, but they're specific chests. So by doing your dailies, really now you are almost completely motivated after those 10 AP have been nabbed by the chests themselves, and so we have to pay close attention to what comes out of these chests, as it has to be good enough for us to want to do them. You know, we could come into an even worse position now than before, where at least at one time we had to do 5 dailies. We'd pick the 5 easiest dailies, but we'd at least do them. Now we could be in a terrible situation where we only have to do 3 easy dailies, and no one ever wants these chests. So let's have a look. The key thing is that each of these chests are supposed to be related to the kind of content you're doing. You do a PvP daily, you get a PvP reward. As you can see here, this is the Fallen Heroes chest. Double click to open and it will contain bonus experience for your current reward track. Interesting little mechanic there. You just directly get reward track stuff. If you guys aren't familiar because you've been out of PvP for a long ass time, the reward tracks are these here. You can choose one, and as you progress through these reward tracks, you will get bonus stuff and ultimately something really nice and big. And for the patch as well, maybe this is slightly off topic, but there is now also a Winter's Day reward track. I don't even remember this bit appearing in the patch notes, but this is quite nice, and it's got a bunch of the Winter's Day themed stuff. So that is what you'll actually notice for all of the PvP rewards. They're all these Fallen Hero chests. So we've got daily PvP capture. You just need to hold 1 cap point. I believe this used to be 3 before the change. We also have daily engineer winner. This is going to be a very common thing for the dailies in future, wherein you will be asked to complete a game on a specific class. Kind of fun idea in that now when these pop up, like today in ranked play, there'd be millions of engineers everywhere, which I find kind of fun. And then there should be another one somewhere else. Daily PvP defender here, as you can see. Defend a point in a PvP match. And again, exactly the same reward. I believe that this is fine, though. I mean, the PvP rewards, while they're now tied into the rest of the game, they're still very structured already and very well thought out already, and they're already it's already rewarding enough to play PvP without being so rewarding that it nullifies the point in doing any PvE content. They hit that balance quite nicely, and so how this new daily system keys in can't overdo stuff. So though it may seem boring, I actually think this is okay, and if you are enjoying PvPing, these bonuses to your reward tracks are going to be something everyone will look forward to. Oh, we also have daily thief winner here as well. I guess, does that mean that, yeah, because there'll be 4 for each category. And again, same prize. If you were just a PvP, you could obviously just spectate these. This isn't a new thing, and there you go. You'd be totally ready to rock and roll. So let's look at some of the other ones. Again, we're looking at the loot, and we're looking at what's actually appeared, because the achievements themselves are new. We have Daily Great Jungle Worm. Now, this will be an example of an achievement that will be a little bit harder to get. The Daily Great Jungle Worm is only the one in Caledon Forest. As you can see here, it says in Wickmire Swamp of the Caledon Forest. As always, if you click these things, they will give you suggested locations, like so it'll always show you exactly where you need to go. But the problem with this worm is not even that it's a difficult fight, as many of the mega bosses aren't, but that it only spawns at a select time. Okay, and they do appreciate that that makes this a little bit more difficult, so the reward for this thing is actually quite substantial. Let's have a look. We get a chest of monstrous goods. The name of that definitely makes it sound like this is a repeatable thing we'll get for doing many world boss-based daily achievements. And so this is going to give us 25 Dragonite ore, which is in keeping with killing world bosses, 2 scrolls of experience, and a rare item. So this is a much better reward than perhaps some of the other things which would be a bit easier, like Daily Mystic Forger. Use the Mystic Forge in the Mystic Plaza in Lion's Arch to create new items. Create just one item. Well, for this, instead we get 1 Mystic Coin and a Writ of Experience. Talk more about Mystic Coins again in a second, but because they're popping up in these daily reward chests, I really don't know whether they're going to gain value. I haven't looked at what they're like on the TP at the moment. This rollover into a new system was a chance for Arena to bring value back to Mystic Coins, though to be honest, maybe that economy is just so devastated until they had like some serious sinks to get rid of the billions of them that already exist. But yeah, and a Writ of Experience, so I believe a Writ of Experience will not necessarily get you a whole skill point. Maybe it will just push you some distance to a skill point. In fact, do we have stuff we could maybe put in the forge? We probably do. What do you guys say we try this out? I totally wasn't expecting to do this, but I think that'd actually be pretty fun. So here we go. Let's go to LA. I'll see you guys in a second. A kid just threw a snowball at me. Amazing. Thank you. Thank you, child. Here we go. Did we get enough blues and greens from those champ boxes to make something? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. There you go. There's some whites.
Just one more
Create an item. Daily Mystic Forge. We get our bonus chest. Zomoros obviously rewarded us with something too. This blue chest is to do with the login rewards. We'll get to that very soon. Don't worry, I know this looks very exciting. Here we go. So we get the chest of the Mystic. By double clicking the chest of the Mystic, we get a Writ of Experience, gain a small amount of XP. This might level us up because we're already like 80% of the way there. No, well, very little experience at all. So there you go, and that's fine. What you got to remember is these are totally replacing the old system where you used to get experience for doing dailies as well, right? So you've got to remember that. Alright, moving on. Let's have a look at some of the other ones a bit quicker. Get into logging the rewards in a second. We've got the Wild vs. Wild stuff. Land Claimer, this isn't new. Keep Capturer, I believe this is new. This before they always determined was a little bit too difficult for a daily. Well, now they can give you some nice rewards for it. We've got 2 drops of Liquid World Experience, 20 Badges of Honor, and a Tome of Knowledge, as opposed to just Land Claimer, which gives us 1 drop of Liquid World Experience and 10 Badges of Honor. You see? So, then we've got Daily Master of Ruins. Again, very easy. Capture 1 ruin. You can do that pretty much AFK. 1 drop of Liquid World Experience, 10 Badges of Honor. Scrolling along, we've got Daily Queensdale Event Completer. I quite like this reward here. This is the Chest of the Hero. It gives you a sip of Liquid Karma and 2 scrolls of experience. Again, this is the kind of thing that if you think about like a new player coming to the game, leveling a new toon, this is a starter zone, and these are helpful for that. You know, if you're hanging in starter zones, you're probably leveling. That kind of stuff's very appropriate. And lastly, we've got Daily Maguma Jungle Forager. Gather raw materials by foraging plants in the following Maguma Jungle maps: Caledon Forest, Metrical Province, Brisbane Wildlands, Sparkfly Fen, and Mount Maelstrom. So there is a lot of this stuff going on under the new system, where you have to do specific types of gathering on specific maps. Now, this maybe isn't the best selection, in my opinion, of dailies that can come up, but the list is huge. There is a lot of stuff. We're seeing some of the themes. Obviously, they're grouped into different general ideas and categories already here, though. And this is basically the way that your dailies will work now. I find it hard to predict for myself as a player how often I want to go for these chests. I'll at least be going for the 10 AP each day, and maybe that's okay. Until the end of the month, the old monthlies will still be here. So you don't have to worry about these. They haven't changed at all. This is just a chance for you to get those in case you missed them. But starting with next year, starting with 2015, this will not be a thing anymore. They'll be replaced by login rewards. We'll get into that in 1 second. Also, because it's a festival, you do have a separate daily track. This is something that's always existed, and it kind of makes it a little bit complicated because, hey, we've got the Winter's Day stuff is being added to the game, just as, of course, this new daily system. But we currently have 2 dailies going on. That's totally normal. That's because this is a festival. And this is an alternate way for you to get the festival meta achievement, as you can see down here. Okay, so let's talk about login rewards. Unlike the daily thing, which totally seemed to not give us that UI that we were hoping for, unless we click it up here, you just don't. It's just sad, really. I really liked the look of that UI, but okay. Instead of that, we do actually get a new UI here. This login rewards, as far as I can see, you will not be able to find anywhere until you claim your next one. So while this chest is here, I can see my progress on login rewards, but beyond that, there is no way to see it like in your hero panel. I would have maybe expected it to be a tab here, probably expected it to be a tab somewhere in the hero panel down here among your other achievements. Maybe even something totally new, like another little button up here. I feel like they've not really added to these at all properly since launch. But no, it seems to just be totally exclusive to this, and so this is why I haven't claimed it for today. We're going to click the chest. So these are your login rewards. This is your calendar. What are we looking at here? This is the way ArenaNet is replacing monthlies. So, laurels in particular are a currency you will now be getting from this, unless there's some very rare dailies which will give you laurels. And some of the old things that were in the daily system you can get here as well. Do you remember how when you completed your daily, you would have a chance at getting like a Black Lion chest or a Reviver Orb or something along those lines? You now get that from this system. So, let's go through it. What you're looking at here are 28 days. Every day you log into Gw2, you unlock another box. They don't have to be consecutive days. Login rewards are something you see in a lot of MMOs. They tend to be very punishing, where if they're not consecutive days, you go way back. Now, I think you can say, oh, ArenaNet is so nice for not doing the consecutive days thing. But maybe it's just wise for them to do it that way, because what if you're like all the way down here, right near the end of the track, and then you friggin' forget a day and you go back to the start? That's enough to depress the hell out of you of quitting, right? So I think maybe this is the smart way regardless. So they start you off very easy. Each subsequent week that you're going along, you're actually getting better and better and better rewards. You'll notice one subtle thing about this UI is these little circles as we progress from box to box to box, and they slowly fill in. Now this is supposed to be, as far as I can see, the moon, because we're basically on a monthly schedule here. Kind of cool. Alright, so let's have a look. The first week, you get some very simple rewards. The first day, the first login reward you claim, which is this, is going to be 2 Mystic Coins. So, overall, you'll get a fair amount of Mystic Coins from doing this, and I think it will level out to about the same amount that monthlies had before. Maybe you guys can do the specific maths, or this will become clear very soon. The next day you log in, you'll get a laurel. So notice immediately that laurels aren't uniform anymore. It used to be 1 laurel a day every day plus some bonus for the monthly. Now you'll still get about the same amount, if not potentially more, but they're not uniformly distributed. We only get 1 over the first 2 days. We don't get 1 on the 3rd day. Instead, we only get 200 luck, which is a pretty much the worst login reward, in my opinion. Maybe the 2 Mystic Coins are worse, actually. Then we're going to keep going. On the 4th day, you're going to get this chest of Black Lion goods. And when you double-click this, you have RNG to get 1 of those daily items that used to come, like the Black Lion chest keys, like the Black Lion salvage kit expresses, trading post expresses, instant repair canisters, transmutation charges, mystic forge stones. Okay, so all of those are still available, and you will get those on the 4th day of each week, as long as you're getting every single login reward. Now, moving along, we get a bag of crafting materials. And pay close attention to the name. This is just a bag of crafting materials. I believe whether this is tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5, tier 6 will depend on the character that opens it, or the character that claims it, much in the same way that many loot boxes work at the moment. And we don't get too many materials here. This is just a bag of crafting materials. Day 6... we get a bag of experience, which gives us a free level up. That's a tome of knowledge. That's a free level up for anyone you want. And at the end of the week, we always tend to get something bigger. So here is a bag of laurels. So for the first 6 days, we had 1 laurel. Then at the end, though, we get 10 laurels. So we go all the way up to 11 laurels. All right, which is pretty good. So now our average is beating the old average. Okay. Alright, now when we move to week 2, you might expect it to just repeat again until the final box, but that's not true. On week 2, everything seems to double. See how we got 2 Mystic Coins before? Look at this. This is now a green bag, and we get 4 Mystic Coins. We get 2 Laurels. We get 400 luck. Same here. This doesn't double. You don't get like 2 rolls. This will be the same every single time you come through on the rotation, which is fine. And then here we get a bag of more crafting materials, which will give you, presumably, since everything else doubled, about double the amount of crafting materials we found here. To continue progressing, we get 2 Tomes of Knowledge this week, and at the end we get a chest of exotic equipment. Now, on the blog post, they talked about how they were going to be using equipment boxes just like you can currently buy from Laurel vendors. Now, I'll demonstrate this to you guys. I hate that this waypoint is always contested. I suppose it would just be far too useful, though, if that wasn't true. Now, basically, as far as I can speculate, the way this works is these are going to be boxes like these. The pieces of warrior gear, guardian gear, elementalist gear, necromancer gear specific for your character. It was really sad when these got implemented. God, who remembers all the mess-ups here? Stuff like rifles appearing in the ranger gear box. Well, that stuff was fixed, and this was always kind of a cool idea, but the devs never really ran with the ball, right? So maybe this is what they're talking about there, where if I claim this on my Ellie, it will be like Ellie exotic gear. That should be pretty cool, and we'll have to see how that rolls out. Let's move on to week 3. Bit quicker now. 6 Mystic Coins, so we don't double again. We just increase by 2. Increase again of 1 here, so 3 Laurels. So what's our Laurel total so far? We had 11, and then we had 13. There wasn't a choice of Laurels here at the end, but now we're up to 16. 600 luck here, another one of these for the RNG, a bag of celebration, so no more crafting materials, but instead of celebration booster. Celebration boosters are actually pretty significant. They're almost like birthday boosters, really cool. Over here we get 3 free level ups and 15 Laurels here. So that brings us to a total of 31. Which is enough for doing all your dailies on the previous system. And we still have a whole other row. Here, we get 4, which brings us to 35 Laurels. That is about the same amount, or just shy of what we got on the old system. And over here, on the very last chest we find at the end of the last week, you can see you can choose if you like even more Laurels. So our net like currencies aren't actually going down here. To look closer, we get 8 Mystic Coins, 4 Laurels, 800 luck. Another chest of Black Lion goods, 3 transmutation charges, which I'm actually looking forward to since my transmutation charge supply is proper going down, a bag of experience here that has 4 level ups, and of course this final chest. Final chest was detailed a bit better on the blog post, but basically you do get to pick now. Do you want mystic clovers? Do you want laurels? Do you want level ups? What do you want? And the stuff that comes out of this chest is a bit OP. I was kind of worried that everything was gonna be handed to you on a plate. I mean, that is the essence of a login reward, right? But these are, you know, they're tame enough, I think. They're tame enough to make me want them, especially the fact that this last box gives you a permanent 2% increase to gold find forever, which means that the people who are really diligent with this over a long period of time will get amazing rewards. But, you know, it's also nothing totally game-breaking. You will notice, in general, I believe there are less Mystic Coins around. But again, I don't think that it's really that notable for discussion. So here we go. We will claim a bag of Mystic Coins. And wow, there you go. That's where the daily UI is as well. Oh my god, it was hidden down here. That is brilliant. Ah, so here you go. So this is the new daily UI that gives you your time remaining and stuff. You can still see it in your hero panel, I guess. That makes sense. So what? Why am I clicking OK here, though? How do I get back to that later? That seems a bit clunky if that's my only chance to see that, but I suppose you log in each day and then it wants to show you. I guess that is quite clever. What they're trying to do is they're trying to say, here's your login reward, here's what you can do today if you want to actually play the game. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Alright, so there you go, guys. That's those systems in action. Obviously, loads of other stuff going on. The World vs. World stuff, patch note stuff. We'll do that tomorrow. I hope you're enjoying the patch, and that's basically an overview of the system. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you, I guess, tomorrow.